If you sleep 8, 9, even 10 hours and still wake up exhausted, like your body never actually recharged, then this may not actually be a sleep problem. And I know this sounds strange because most people think if I could just sleep more, I'd finally feel better. But one of the most common things I hear is I do everything right and I still feel drained. People tell me I sleep 8 hours, but I still feel like I didn't sleep at all. I wake up more tired than when I went to bed. My blood tests are normal, but I feel terrible. I'm exhausted, but I can't relax. I get a second wind at night, even though I'm dead tired during the day. And honestly, a lot of people quietly start wondering, am I lazy? Am I depressed? Is this all in my head? Because when doctors tell you everything looks normal, but your body feels like it's running on empty, you eventually stop trusting yourself. Hi, I'm Koi. I help exhausted, overwhelmed people go from waking up drained every single day to finally understanding why their body feels stuck so that they can regain their energy, think clearly, and feel like themselves again without constantly relying on caffeine, stimulants, or random supplements. Because this is the part most people miss. A lot of chronically exhausted people are not simply sleep deprived. I see this especially often in women. Women who are working full time, constantly caregiving under chronic emotional stress, pushing through exhaustion, trying to hold everything together for everyone else. So many people end up stuck in survival mode for years without realizing it. Their body is stuck in what I call the stress adaptation loop. The stress adaptation loop usually has three parts. Over time, years of pushing through exhaustion can gradually push the body into a lower energy survival state. In nutritional balancing, this is often associated with reduced vitality and slower cellular energy production. The body starts conserving energy instead of producing it efficiently. Cellular energy production slows down, and this is where people often start saying things like, I sleep all night but never feel restored. What often shows up on a hair mineral test is that exhausted people usually aren't just low energy. They are stuck in deeper stress adaptation and mineral imbalance patterns. Over time, that can affect sleep quality, stress tolerance, focus, mood, digestion, thyroid activity, hormonal balance, recovery. So now you're sleeping, but your body is no longer recharging properly. These patterns often reflect deeper shifts in stress tolerance, energy production, and nervous system regulation. Things like low sodium and low potassium in a hair test, slow oxidation patterns, adrenal burnout patterns, poor stress tolerance patterns, sympathetic dominance, and sometimes copper imbalance patterns linked with nervous system overstimulation, anxiety, emotional intensity, and feeling wired but exhausted at the same time. And these patterns often line up very closely with how people actually feel. When the body stays in this depleted stress state long enough, digestion and nutrient assimilation often become impaired. So even people eating healthy may not actually be absorbing and utilizing nutrients efficiently. This is why some people react badly to supplements, feel worse on detoxes, struggle with bloating or food sensitivities, or feel like healthy diets stop working for them. So they keep trying magnesium, sleep hygiene, clean eating, detoxes, more supplements, more restriction, more discipline, more motivation. But nothing fully moves the needle. Over time, that becomes emotionally exhausting too. And in the meantime, macromineral and nutrient mineral reserves often continue declining. This is something that commonly shows up on a hair mineral test. almost like the body is starting to run on empty. And as vitality and cellular energy production declines, the body may begin accumulating more toxic forms of metals, such as copper, iron, aluminum, manganese, and others. These toxic metal patterns can further irritate tissues and overstimulate the nervous system. And this is where people may start experiencing anxiety, feeling wired but tired, panic feelings, insomnia, emotional overwhelm, low stress tolerance, a constant pushing mentality, feeling unable to slow down even though they're exhausted. So now the body is exhausted, but still being driven by stress chemistry and nervous system overstimulation. And eventually people start thinking, maybe this is just who I am now. I had a client who was doing everything right: salads, smoothies, strength training, daily walks, but she was still dealing with fatigue, muscle pain, brain fog, hair loss, and an immune system that just couldn't keep up. And this is where a deeper pattern started becoming clear. A hair mineral test picked up something everything else had missed. She had very low sodium and very low potassium levels in her hair tissues. This is often associated with burnout, low adrenal output, reduced stomach acid, and poor cellular energy production. And when sodium and potassium levels become very low, thyroid hormones may also have more difficulty entering the cells properly. So even when thyroid blood tests look normal, people can still feel exhausted, cold, foggy, unmotivated, and like their body is slowing down. So instead of pushing harder, we shifted the strategy completely. We focused on targeted nutritional support for adrenal and thyroid function. We focused on rebuilding her mineral reserves and providing the preferred minerals her body was lacking. Because when nutrient mineral levels become depleted, the body often struggles to maintain energy production, stress resilience, and proper recovery. One important principle in nutritional balancing is this: as cellular energy improves, the body is often better able to gradually eliminate and displace irritating toxic forms of copper, iron, aluminum, manganese, and other toxic metals that may contribute to nervous system irritation and sympathetic dominance. So rather than aggressively forcing detox, we focused first on rebuilding energy and improving resilience. And we actually scaled back on the raw foods. Because for some exhausted people, salads and raw vegetables can become harder to digest and may worsen mineral depletion instead of helping. Cooked vegetables are often much easier for the body to tolerate and absorb during burnout states. And this is such an important point. What's considered healthy in general isn't always what. So here's what I usually tell people to start with. Step 1. Stop asking, how do I force more energy? Start asking, why is my body not recovering from rest? That changes everything. Step 2. Look at your stress pattern. Do you crash during the day? Do you feel alert at night? Do you rely on caffeine or feel anxious for no reason? Do you wake up already overwhelmed? Or do you feel tired but unable to fully relax? These are nervous system clues. Step 3. Stop randomly guessing with supplements and diets. Because if magnesium, healthy eating, and sleep hygiene haven't solved it, your body may need a more targeted and individualized approach. This is one of the reasons I use hair tissue mineral analysis, or HTMA, because HTMA can help explain why you may be feeling the way you do. It gives us a map of stress patterns, mineral imbalances, adrenal burnout patterns, nervous system stress, toxic metal patterns, and how your body may currently be adapting to chronic stress. And from there, it helps guide a more appropriate approach to diet, supplements, lifestyle, nervous system support, recovery pace, and rebuilding energy more gradually and intelligently, instead of constantly guessing based on symptoms. I also think it's important to say this. Recovery from chronic exhaustion is usually not about finding one magical supplement or a quick fix, because when the body has been stuck in stress mode for so long, healing often needs to happen on multiple levels. That may include supporting digestion and nutrient absorption, regulating the nervous system, rebuilding mineral reserves, improving stress resilience, supporting adrenal and thyroid function, and making lifestyle changes that actually allow the body to recover. And for many people, that process is gradual, not because the body is broken, but because the body has been surviving for a very long time. This is why trying to force healing often backfires in sensitive or exhausted people. The goal is not to push harder, it is to create the conditions where the body finally feels safe enough to recover. And once people finally understand those patterns, something shifts. They stop blaming themselves, they stop feeling broken, and they finally start supporting their body in a way that actually makes sense. Because your body is not trying to betray you, it's trying to adapt and survive the best way it knows how. And I also want people to understand this. Getting older and feeling exhausted all the time is not necessarily an inevitable part of life. When the body is properly nourished, when mineral balance improves, when the nervous system becomes more regulated, when digestion and energy production begin improving again, people often notice that energy, resilience, motivation, mood, and clarity can start returning. The body has an incredible ability to heal and adapt when it's given the right support, not through forcing, but through rebuilding. If this sounds like you, constantly exhausted, waking up tired, feeling wired but drained, doing everything right but still not feeling well, comment energy or send me a DM. I'll send you more information on how hair tissue mineral analysis may help uncover what's really keeping your body stuck in exhaustion.